was often reminded by a quote by Beverly Cleary, where she says, if you don't see a book on the shelves that you like, you should write it. And so when I started becoming a media specialist and reading all the books, I realized that there should be books with more diverse characters and families. So that's why I came up with my first story, which is Sophia Bat. And that story is based on my friend's daughter, Sophia. Her parents are, Cuban and Italian, and she's from this big mix of crazy family, and her mom's an only child, so friends are like family. So then that family is bigger and more diverse. And in this story, she has the support of her father in learning how to hit the softball without the tee. And girls are not really, I wouldn't say all the time, encouraged to pursue their sporting, and the fact that the discipline helps you in everyday life. So I think seeing this type of character that doesn't give up will help other girls and boys pursue their dreams. I've moved on to other series. I've done another Sophie, but I've done another series with my cousin's son, Aiden. And in this story series, he's doing soccer and basketball. And I kind of put a little touch where his hands are kind of his superpowers. Whenever he feels them tingle, he knows he's going to do the right thing, or he's on the right path. And he does have help from his friends, his father, and everybody else in encouraging him in doing these activities. And I like the fact that Aiden is a little bit of a mixture of my cousin Sean's 3 sons. When I asked the illustrator to come up with Aiden, I sent her a picture of all 3 boys, and this is what she came up with. My plan is to finish the series, Sophie and Aiden, and once I have 3, I'll move on. But I did end up going into another area, and this was inspired by one of my students. It's called Our Military Family. And I had a student in particular, but several students whose parents are in the military. They only see them twice a year. And I did not know that until one student was telling me she was excited because her dad was coming home for whatever it was. And she hoped he would make it home this time because before it was canceled. And I thought about it, I was like, what? Once or twice a year? How do you, have a family and a life? And I started reading on it and thinking about it, and I came up with this story. And I did translate it into Spanish because I thought it was a pretty universal theme, not just here in the United States. That person in the military is away, and the children and the mom or dad at home and the other family members have to stay around and help raise the kids and make the kids realize that this parent is still in their lives. So when they do get home, hopefully the transition isn't as hard. In this case, it's her mom. She is in the Army. And when you read the story, you find out that grandma helps out, aunts help out, uncles help out, because dad does still have to work and take care of the home. But they do a lot of things to remind the kids of their mom. And one of them is, I'm going to find it, don't kill me. They do pictures. The dad will have them go on the computer and look at old pictures. They'll read old letters, and talk about her consistently, which are things that parents should do when another parent is away. This is a granddad playing soccer, sorry. Kids playing, I'm gonna find it. Making the favorite food, which in this case was pancakes, and it had an extra ingredient that mom put in, which was vanilla, extra vanilla, which if you haven't tried it, it's good. And then of course, greeting mom when she gets home is a big deal. And so, speaking with other families that deal with this situation, this story really came together very easily for me. I love to write, and I love sharing my children's story. My goal is to continue to write more children's stories and series, and I hope that I'll continue to build more readers. That's it. Do I have any questions? Nope. Okay.
Can you read one chapter of the...
In English? I can.
Yes, the military family.
Okay, all right.
The stories that the mother went to the military.
Yes. All right. So, starts out with, my name is Harmony, and my mother's in the United States Army. She doesn't work like my dad does. She travels all over the world protecting our country's freedom. She only comes home 2 or 3 times a year. When she's away, I live at home with my dad and my brother, Dominic. My mom has many duties in the Army, but her main job is using her computer to catch bad guys. So I also want to make it seem that she wasn't just in the field. You can use the Army for other things besides being an actual soldier, combat soldier. We send her care packages every week. Each package has a love letter from all of us. We also include things that we know she likes and misses, like her favorite smelling lotions, candy, and of course pictures. Which is another thing I did find out from my student that I was talking about. Whenever mom is able to, she usually calls us on the telephone. Every now and then we get a special treat or surprise when she does a face-to-face call on the computer. During the times I have dance recital or my brother has soccer practice, my dad takes us. Sometimes my Aunt Jean and Uncle Ivan help out by taking us to these places. And I try to also use people that I know. So a lot of times when my family and friends read books, they're like, wait a minute, that's my name. It's easier than coming up with brand new names that I've never ever heard of. My grandparents help out a lot too. My mother's mom, Grandma Pam, comes over 3 times a week to work with us on our homework. That's how we have the grandparents. My father's dad, Grandpa Richard, is the best soccer player that we know. He's always helping Dominic and his friends with their skills. Throughout all of these adjustments, my dad maintains special routines that we do as a family. Some of those tasks include Dad taking us to the park on Sundays and reading to my brother and me at night before he tucks us in bed. Same thing with Mom. My dad is a decent cook. He tries his best to duplicate my mom's recipes. Sometimes when my dad makes pancakes, I have to help him remember a special ingredient, vanilla. Whenever my mom is due to come home, we plan a party. On one occasion, we went to the military base to pick her up, and another time, she surprised Dominic and me at school. Oftentimes, my brother and I miss our mommy so much. When we get like this, we look at pictures and read her letters and talk about her with family and friends. My mom is in the United States Army. She is smart and brave. Because those are some of the qualities that need to be in the military. She has 1 more year of her tour of duty, or enlistment. Then she will work for the Army in our city. Dad, Dominic, and I will be able to see her every day. If you know someone who has a family member in the Army or any other of the armed forces, keep in mind that the families are missing them. Be kind and support them. That's it. Thank you.
What's the age?